Everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy non-refundable Thursday. I'm just off my spin bike. Hence, well, I've been off about 15 minutes, but the body is still recovering. I don't recover as quickly these days since I had my heart problems. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Sandra. We are live this morning. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. All over it this morning. All over it this morning. And the big news this morning is what's that all about? Instagram giving me a new notification. Is that Instagram or Meta have launched a new app which is called Threads. Most of us can't string a sentence together, but will we manage Threads? Because Threads is all about words, just like Twitter, but hopefully it is a nicer kind of place than Twitter. I don't go on Twitter. It's full of garbage. Well, not all of it's not garbage, but there's a lot of hate, and I'm all about the good energy, the good vibes. I don't want that stuff infiltrating my body and my system and my brain and my mind. Good morning, Danny. So I don't go on Twitter, but Threads is here. Go check it out. I'm on there. I'm on there for as long as it stays positive. So I'm optimistic that it will be a kinder, more friendly place. I hope so, because I actually used to like Twitter when it was in the early days, but then it just became a cesspit. So I left. Well, I haven't left. My account is still there, but I don't use it. Good morning, Lorraine. Happy Thursday from Santorini. I'm not in Santorini. You are. Luckily. I wish I was. This time last year, I actually was in Santorini. What a beautiful place that is. What a beautiful place. Right, where are we this morning? I had some words. I've been reading. I'm always reading. And I'm always reading personal development books and bits and pieces about breath work and stuff like that. That's kind of like I've been reading personal development books for over 20 years, 25 years. And so I feel like I've got a fair bit of knowledge, but there is always more to learn. The brain, we might think we have this amazing brain, but it's like scratch. Even the most brilliant of minds are literally scratching the surface of knowledge, right? So there is always something to learn. I think it's important for us to remember that about ourselves. We're always learning about ourselves, and we're always learning about other people and other experiences. So yeah, let me know how you're doing this morning. Have you done your little check-in with yourself? Most importantly, where are you physically, mentally, emotionally? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I'm feeling good this morning. I woke up a bit earlier than I would have liked, but I'm feeling fresh. I've been on my spin bike. I'm going to walk 5K with the dog, and I've got a beautiful day ahead, hopefully helping humans live their best life, reach their full potential, move through any discomfort and struggle. And that is what sets me alive. So what about you? What sets you alive? Let me know. Share here. Good morning. Good morning. What sets you alive? The first point of every day is with you. It starts with you every single day. And at the end of the day, when you put your head on the pillow, you have to bookend your day. And every day you need to get sunlight. Whether the clouds are here or not, you need to get out in the light. You might think it's dark outside, but I promise you, even on the darkest days, it's lighter out there than it is in your house. Good morning, Diana. And it helps with your circadian rhythm. What does your circadian rhythm do? It helps with your sleep. So you always need to get out, and exercise and movement is so good for your body is designed to move. But before all of that, you have to check in with yourself. Most people get up, grab a coffee, grab the coat, the keys, and they're gone out the door, not even bothering to see and have a little word with themselves, check in with their body, because the body and mind work together, and just seeing where you're at. Like, I always just have a little conversation in my little head. Like, how am I feeling? Am I tired? Am I feeling a bit meh? Am I feeling a bit sad? Am I energetic? What's going on for me? What do I need? You can journal about it. You can have a mental conversation about it. And then I drop into a bit of meditation. This morning I did 10 minutes before I even came downstairs. These are the things that work for me. And these are the things that I encourage my clients to do. I've had clients come to me and they couldn't give two shits about meditation. And then, funnily enough, working with me, It changes everything. And they're doing it every day. You are better to have a practice of 1 or 2 minutes every day or 5 days out of 7 than you are to rock up and do one big session once a month or once every 2 weeks. A little bit goes a long way. Or just doing 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute at lunchtime, and 1 minute in the evening. You're creating a beautiful little practice, and I promise you it's more beneficial than doing 30 minutes at the beginning of the day. Just dripping it in throughout the day. When I was on a podcast recently, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Ruth Kudzi. She asked me about meditation and how people get started. The best way to get started is time, just a small amount of time. Don't see it as any big thing like I've got to sit down and cross my legs and be silent for 20 minutes. No, go find yourself a guided meditation and just do it for a minute. I've got some guided meditations on my YouTube channel, which is, of course, called It Starts With You. Go check those out. And my favorite one is Meditation for Joy. Lorraine says she's feeling a solid 8, off for a swim real soon. I bet you are in that Santorini water, loving the beautiful skies and feeling the warmth of sun on my face, loving all the exercise I'm doing this week. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. There's a beautiful song that goes like that. You won't recognize it, but I'm singing. But this is the thing about holidays, right? When we go on holiday, it's like we get to do all the things that we want to do without having to think about going to work and stuff like that. And so therefore we feel like, I want to live like this. This should be my life. Like I want to always feel like I'm on holiday. And this is the thing, right? We go away and then we come back and what happens? Reality hits, reality bites. You've got to remember, but whatever your life is back at home, you are choosing. This is for everyone, not just for Lorraine. Lorraine knows all this shit. She's in my Life and Breath community. She's been on my programs. You are choosing. And we choose our attitude. One of the first books I ever read in personal development is really old now. And when I read it now, I kind of like chuckle because I've read not better books, but I've read way more, a broader spectrum of books around personal development. And it's called Attitude is Everything. And I read that in my late 20s. And I think it was my late 20s, maybe mid 20s, but it just made me realize that actually I was in control of this shit. Like my attitude that I place on everything was my choice. And this is how we have to go into everything. It's your attitude. And we can always be in control of changing our attitude. So if you haven't read that book or read many personal development books, I definitely recommend it. If you're way down the line and you've read quite a lot, maybe it's not for you because you probably need something a little bit deeper and a little bit wider. But it's a good reminder. It's a very easy book to read. I need easy books to read. But I do love reading. So this morning, doing good is hard. That's what I'm talking about this morning. Doing good is hard. Is it hard to do good? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it hard to do good? What do you think? I'm waiting for some answers this morning. Is it hard to do good? Here's what I think, and this comes when things are easy to do, they're easy to do, right? If it was easy to be good and all of the time, then I think everybody would do it. But of course, not everybody does it, right? Not everyone is good. Not everyone does good. And sometimes doing good can be hard, even for me. And I love to love and I love to do good. But sometimes it's hard. Let me know what you think about that. Maybe you disagree with me and it should just be easy. Like for some people, doing bad is very tempting. Bad things come up and you're tempted. I've done some not so good things in my life. I'm here for the real show, right? Sandra said, no, it's a choice most of the time. Well, it is a choice, but it's also quite hard sometimes to, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is what I think. But why is it bad? Why is it attractive for some people to do bad things, right? Jacqueline says it's hard. I think it, but I don't do it. Also, I journal it. Yeah, sometimes, like I journal stuff down. And I think this is like the reality of being a human being, right? There is no perfect human being. Doesn't matter if you're the Dalai Lama, Sadhguru, or whoever you may be, Tony Robbins, or whoever, who's all these people that are held in high regard. I'm pretty sure they're not good 100% of the time. And, sometimes it is just hard to be good. Sometimes we do have some difficult thoughts. Sometimes we do have difficult feelings and emotions. It is part of the human construct. And I think I've got gooder as I've got older, if that makes sense, because I've realized doing the right thing, not the right thing, but doing the kind thing is better, being loving. Because sometimes I attribute doing the right thing to that thing that we should be doing, right? And I'm not up for the shoulds, really. I don't want to should all over my life. I want to do the real thing. And the real thing, whatever that might be for me, that's my approach to life, doing the real thing. So if I'm sad, I'm keeping it real. If I'm down, I'm keeping it real. If I'm energetic, I'm keeping it real. You might have been suppressed a bit in your life, told to quieten down, slow down, or liven up, or smile when you don't want to smile. Like all of these things, we've probably all experienced these things. I've especially experienced the don't be so positive, quieten down, why are you so energetic? And like, no. Like I'm giving the real thing, and I've learned to accept myself as I am. This is the energy that the universe gave me, and sometimes there's quite a lot of it. And this could be the same for you. So just remember to keep it real rather than right. And by right, I mean, I don't mean good. There's a different correlation. Good is always good. It's good to be good. I remember once you got on the bandwagon to exercise. I'm always on the bandwagon to exercise. It's like good for the soul. Exercise is amazing. Like I'm exercise this morning. We have to move our bodies. Moving our bodies moves the energy in our bodies. And it shifts the energy in our body as well. So exercise, the body was designed to move in whatever way you can move it. And when I just want to go back to Lorraine says, I reckon sometimes the hardest choices are when everything inside you says fuck it. It's the most important time to breathe and do what is right rather than what you immediately. I think there's a bit missing off the end of it. Yeah, sometimes it is hard, right? Because you want to say fuck it or fuck you, or and there's a space for that. There is a space for that. This is what I'm saying. Doing good is there's on the back of what you're saying, Lorraine, I think is this sometimes we react, don't we, rather than respond. And I think it's better, and you'll know this, Lorraine, because you did the Breaking Your Own Limits program, and I spoke about that in there, is that we have to learn to respond and not react. This is how you learn to manage your emotions. This is how you learn to have emotional agility. So when something comes up and somebody sparks something in you that's you have a reaction to it, and it doesn't feel comfortable, we can often fly off the handle. We can respond unkindly. Even if you're a loving person, you might respond in an unloving way. I have done that myself. And this is because we're reacting rather than responding. And responding is not doing that immediate knee-jerk thing and saying, fuck you or fuck it. It's like, okay, let me take a breath. Let me take a minute. Let me take an hour. Let me take a day to respond, whatever it takes. Go out, get a walk, move your body, do a bit of meditation. I came home the other day and I was like, ooh, it was like a lot going on in my head. And I wanted to just go out in the world. And I just thought, oh, no, that is not going to be wise to do that. And I went and sat down and I meditated, and it all just came back down. It just all simmered. It's all just simmers. And this is the thing with emotions. So, and some people bottle their emotions up, right? Maybe you're a bottler. And, I know a few people in my life that are bottlers that don't know how to use emotional language, that don't know how to express how they're feeling because they've been conditioned that way. They haven't been taught that way. And I wasn't really taught that way, to share my emotions, to share openly. And I had to learn it. Luckily, I had therapy in my 20s for 2 years, and that massively helped me express how I was feeling, what was going on for me. And bottlers are the people that just kind of keep everything in. So I've worked with a few bottlers. Like I worked with someone once that followed me for 4 years. About once a year, we'd have a conversation about them working with me. And they basically just kept everything to themselves. And they eventually find themselves later, like this person, like 4 years later down the line, they find themselves. But in the meantime, they just keep focused on pushing forward, staying in this relationship that doesn't feel right, sticking with this job that doesn't feel right, all of the circumstances that don't feel right, and they're just bottling it and sitting on it and keeping the lid on it. But at some point, and doing the things that they feel like they're supposed to do, like this person, like I say, 4 years down the line, they started working with me, but I think it was a lot around their family and income and job, like it brings a good income and all of that. And so they were just bottling what they were truly feeling. They weren't sharing it with their partner. They certainly weren't sharing it with their business partner. And so doing the things that they're supposed to do. And they hadn't been in touch. Like in between our conversations once a year, I don't think they were honest with themselves, and they haven't been in touch with their real emotions for fucking years. And this is what happens when we become bottlers. And the other thing, like bottling, is like pretending that you all is positive and good when actually it feels shit. So you all got this veil and you've got this mask. Again, I know what that feels like. I did it for decades. That is what a bottler does as well. So we tend to minimize or ignore. Like I've had this with somebody recently, and there's shit going on, and I've sort of challenged them, as my job is to do as a coach, and they've gone, oh no, it's fine, it'll be all right, it's fine. How many times do you think I hear that? It's fine, it'll be all right. It's like minimizing their thoughts and ignoring their emotions, rather than I think when we try and minimize this stuff, our emotions and whatever, there's a really great saying, it only exaggerates them. Good morning, Claire. In the long run, it only exaggerates them. And this is the phrase from, I forget what her name is now, Susan David. And the quote is, the harder you struggle with your emotions, the deeper you sink. The harder you struggle with your emotions, the deeper you sink. I don't think I can write that in a comment. Maybe I can. The harder you struggle with emotions, the deeper you sink. Boom. What a quote that is. What a quote that is in the comments. Oh, yeah. That's up on my YouTube channel, but I don't know if you can see that in the comments. Anyway, good morning, lovely. Happy Thursday to you. So remember that the harder you struggle with the emotions, the deeper you sink. And for me, that was definitely the case. There's been 2 or 3 episodes in my life when I felt like that, and I didn't express my true depth of feeling, my true depth of despair, my true depth of struggle, and I just kept sinking, and I got very low to being sunk. And this is what happens when we just ignore our thoughts and emotions. So if you can only ignore it for so long, so don't be a bottler, is what I'm saying. So we've gone from doing good is hard, which I think it can be at times, to bottling up our emotions. A kind of little bit of twofold this morning for you. So if you've got any thoughts around that, now's the time to share them. Lorraine is saying, the problem with bottling, as I know from experience, is the lid always pops off as the pressure just gets too much. Yeah, it does. It's like, I always say, it's like that boiling pot, right? That pan where the lid gets pushed up, right? And then you push it down, and you try and turn the dial down. You're trying to turn the internal dial of emotions and thoughts and feelings down to keep the lid on shit. And eventually the lid blows, right? And I've worked with many people like this, that are just at boiling point and they cannot keep the lid on any longer. Trust me, you do not want to get to that point. You do not. It is horrible. And this is where relationships break down, your business relationships break down, your boss, whatever, even if you're the boss and staff aren't doing what you want. If you don't address these things in the moment or when they're happening, resentment leads in. This is what happens in personal relationships. And then the lid blows, and there will be a tiny thing, the straw that breaks the camel's back. And this is why they say the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? Because all of these other layers of straws have built up, and they've got hay bales, and there's hundreds of hay bales because all of these little fucking things you've just ignored, and they're just piling up and piling up. And eventually one little straw drops on, boom, the back is gone. And this is what, like the pressure pot. So I hope that's been helpful this morning. do remember today is a non-refundable day, as I say, and you will not be able to go around again. I had a beautiful day yesterday. Set some intentions for your day. I talk about intentional living over in my Life and Breath community. If you want to come and join that, it's £47 a month. You get 2 coaching sessions online live a month, and you get a breathwork class every month. We also meet up once a quarter, and there's a daily group for you to dump your crap, share your joy, your photos, get some advice, ask anything you like of me in that group. And it's a beautiful little community. I'm really proud of that community. The meetups are a lot of fun. Let me just edit this. And so if you're interested in membership, go to sam-adams.com/membership, or just go to my website and sign up for my newsletters, and you will hear about any offers or anything coming up. Enjoy your walk anyway, Jacqueline. So yeah, you can go and join my membership. And if you're interested, I'm doing a retreat in February. That's life coaching and breath work. It's from Friday to Sunday. So it's just a few days in the beautiful East Sussex Downs, 2-3 minutes from the beach. We're going to have log fire chats. We're going to have lots of breath work, some amazing food, meditation. Doesn't matter if you've not meditated before or done breath work before. It's for everybody. Come as you are. You will be loved and hopefully healed and held, and we will laugh and we will cry and we will make a beautiful experience for you. And the other thing is, September this year, I'm running another Breaking Your Own Limits, my highly successful program. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to brag about it because it's fucking true. That starts in September, and there's some spaces left on that. Go check that out. Again, it's on my website. And we cover, the subtitle to that is Working Through Your Crap. Crap is an analogy for confidence, relationships, awareness, and purpose. And the reason that I wanted to mention that is because we've touched on relationships this morning, and we've touched on awareness. Having awareness of your emotions and how you're feeling and being truthful and honest gets covered in this program. Relationships get covered in this program. And that boiling pot and that bottle with the lid on that's waiting to fucking explode, that comes to all of your relationships, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your boss, your partner, your kids, your parents, your friends. It all plays a part, and we touch on, or we do stuff around relationships. So go check all of those things out. Remember to start your day with you. Set some intention. My intention today is to not judge myself or other people. So that is at the forefront of my mind about how I want to go through today. Yours could be today. My intention is to live with loving kindness in everything I do. And so whatever comes up for you is difficult situations, something with yourself or your kids or your boss or whatever, just do it with loving kindness. Just put it out there with loving kindness. Create up your own intention. Intention is about how you want things to be, how you want things to go in your day. And just pick one. You don't have to pick a whole bunch, but in the group, we talk about a few. Like my intention for today was to meditate because it gives me a calm mind to start my day. My intention was to exercise because it's good for my body. It's good for my energy levels. It's good for my health. I've already done that. Those are some other intentions. And the intentions is, what's the thing you're going to do? But think about the reason why you're doing it. This is what you have to put together. Why are you doing it? What's the thing you're going to do, and why are you doing it? That's the intention piece. Okay, I'm going. Have yourself a beautiful day. For anyone that's listening on the podcast, thank you for listening to my podcast. Please like and subscribe and share and leave a comment. Any questions you want me to talk about or subjects you want me to cover going forward, please let me know. And have yourself a beautiful Thursday or whatever day you're listening to this. Starts with chill.